Hey everybody!
I'm Sam!
I'm Adam!
I'm Will, we are
Working Title!
Guys, we are back. It is that time. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, episode 85, Traitor.
Traitor! I love that line.
betraying flock.
That's in one of my extreme emotions.
Categories up there with Jon Snow.
Yep.
Traitor! Last on, we gathered around the campfire and sang a campfire song.
About who done this and who done that and who hasn't done that.
A CAMPFIRE.
SONG song.
And if you didn't like it, like Yelena, they didn't sing along.
Oh, God!
Gosh. Some people did sing along, though. We have a little bit of a blending between the nations and a common understanding that we have to put down the big man himself.
Eren.
Reiner got his shit pushed in.
And if there's any hesitancy, we got Annie to put people in shape.
Yeah.
It seems like she's the front runner of this campaign right now. So if there's anyone to look to make sure something gets done, it's her.
She hasn't changed in 4 years, so imagine like she changes and her legs are like... She just takes a step and
she just kind of crumbles over the ground.
Yeah.
She's out of practice.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said, so if you enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content, make sure you check out our calendar because we're adding Demon Slayer, Arcane, we're already watching Full Metal, we're going to be jumping into Halo and Moon Knight, so get excited for this month and anything else that's to come afterwards.
I'm gonna say we're using a different streaming platform this time. We're on Crunchyroll now, not Funimation, so if there's something wrong with the translation, we don't know what to tell you.
But make sure you go support the show on it, all the same.
Exactly. Punch it. Bah!
Yeah, we really are just jumping into it. Okay.
Oh, it's Batman's,
binoculars.
yeah, his,
Fisheye lens.
yeah, the... Contact, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Clock's going down today, I feel it in my bones.
I'm so ready.
That's what I said last episode. How'd they move so fast?
They captured the lady from the east.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. If you do a reset, it's a hard reset of technology too. So if they destroy like any great things, you need great minds to reforge them.
Azuma Buto?
That's the lady from the people from the east. The smithereens. Whoa, they got the ODM gear on!
Whoa, what happened to her? The storm?
What?
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 I guess it's a storm. Those were storm clouds, and there's thunder.
It's Among Us.
What's going on?
This is very much like make sure you kill all the Titans at the same time in Season 1. Get the best of the best fighters, which is all these guys.
Okay.
どうやって襲いかかる敵から死者を出さずに飛行艇と東人を無傷で守りつつ整備にかかる時間を稼ぐのか
You're gonna have to kill some of your friends, mate.
ある意味私を追い詰めた時みたいに作戦を教えて
You know,
そんな作戦はない
she's talking from a very like high up place right now.
Anything, she's always hot
飛
shit.
行艇を失うか
俺たちは人を助けるためにここにいるんだぞ。まずやることが島の連中の南をしたよ。どうしてこうなんだよ。
Oh boy.
そうね。そもそもあんたたちには付き合う
We can do it.
あんたたちならあの日
That's not really fair. It's like making them the devils just like Erwin.
私たち
Because they don't want to do it themselves. They'll still be complicit.
やっぱり俺はお前と同じだ。あれはそういうことか。
Yup. Probably, my
お前
friend.
たち4人も戦わなくていい。ガリとファルコと一緒に安全なところで見ていてくれ。
So they're just gonna take it out on
イ
their
エ
own?
ガー派に見つかれば嫌がおうでも選択を迫られるだろう。ただし何も手出しするな。
Aw. They can distract.
観客になる気はないよ。
Oh,
イエーガー派ならもう4人殺したことだしね。
damn.
何より人類にはもう時間が残されている。
Yeah, you don't really have much of a choice.
沖で大量の
Oh, that's what she saw. That's where all the steam is.
Oh,
その速度から
underneath the water. Oh,
They probably set foot on Marley?
ここから近いマーレ北東の都市は壊滅しているだろう。
Damn, look at Armin's face.
こんなに早く海を渡れるとは思わなかった。すでにどれだけの人々が殺されたこと
Oh
か。
boy.
tell us where he's going.
Oh! Break her arm. Do it.
Oh,
Do it!
yeah, literally, I can't stand this woman, but
Oh,
Oh, Jesus. Oh!
I'm just gonna hurt you. Really,
それはよかった。
really bad.
気が変わった。この嘆きを見届けるまで死にたくない。
such a psycho.
Yeah, what a nut, dude.
エレンの行き先を言うか。
Fucking.
Just get the boat. Shit.
What are you doing?
Gabby. Maggot, watch Gabby, please.
He feels bad.
コニー、アルミ、ミカさん、ジャン、
J-
昨夜の私の態度を詫びたい。この子に及んでまだ自らを正当化しようとは醜くもあがいた。
Well, that's good.
Gotta love
キリ
Maggot.
ストマーレそのものである自分自身を直視することを恐れたのだ。君たちに責任はない。同じ民族という理由で過去の罪を着せられることは間違っている。
Exactly!
We love Maggot in this place.
ピンク、アニ、ライナー、お前たちも世界の憎しみを一身に背負うような
That's true. 1,000%.
ただこの血に濡れた愚かな歴史を忘れることなく後世に伝える責任はある。
Yep.
我々の愚かな行いに今だけ目をつぶってくれ。
Wow. Listen, these are the sacrifices we all gotta make at this very moment.
断ります。
Oh,
Armin, what the fuck?
手も汚さず正しくあろうとするなんて。
He's getting
He wants to
involved.
join in
Yeah,
it. He
yeah.
wants to join in it. We'll get our hands stained together.
yep.
It's a horrible sin, but we have to join to do it together.
Yeah, you gotta do it at this point. Honestly, fuck these guys. Fuck the Jaegers.
文明の痕跡は跡形もなく消え去り、まっさらな土地に生まれ変わる。幸いにしてヒーゼルの優秀な技術者がここにいる
Damn,
わけです。
they got all the smart ones here.
これでパラディ島は安泰だとお考えのようでしたらお気の毒に。
What does she know?
ただ世間が狭くなるだけのことです。
Yup.
何も変わらず同様の殺し合いを繰り
It's
返
what we were
す。
saying. It's what we've been saying. There's always gonna be conflict, man.
ご
Always.
忠告痛み入ります。確かにそのような気がしてきました。大事なのは身の程をわきまえることでしょう。
Stop.
ヒーゼルの技術など必要ない。
Stop.
射撃の巨人を追ってたんだよ。奴ら鎧と一緒だ。海を泳いで逃げた。早くしないと逃げられる。今すぐ飛行艇が必要だ。
He's not gonna fall for that.
Ugh. Oh, I don't know. Will
They're
he?
not falling for this shit.
何を言っている？
君こそ何をやってるんだ。射撃用ってなかったのか。南に逃げるに決まっているだろ。奴らはちゃんとオニャコポンを殺したんだぞ。
あれこれがさ
It's not gonna work. Oh, come on, guys.
Oh, they're gonna have to play dumb. Come on!
I don't think Plan's gonna fall for it, dude. It's too abrupt. It's too abrupt.
Yeah.
It's too abrupt.
It's always gonna be abrupt.
止まるんだ
Dash!
Oh, Dash,
Samuel,
dude.
Samuel Jackson!
No
He
way!
survived!
No way! What?
How's his leg doing?
落ち着けよ2人とも実は
God, these two.
Oh, he doesn't look so old anymore.
この飛行艇を使
Or
って
insane.
地ならし
How did they find out about that already? How'd they find out?
そんなことやる
He's a traitor.
そうだよ。エデンを止めたらこの島はどうなるんだよ。
だよな俺たちせっかく助かるのにお前らがこの島をまた危険にするわけないよ
No, ratted.
いいから早
Ooh,
く
I don't like this.
爆弾を取ってくれよ。
Ugh.
They're gonna have to put him down.
エレンの虐殺を止めるんじゃねえかって
He's gonna blow it.
Then
No
what?
way. What are we gonna do?
Well, he took off the... Unless there's wires already on the boat. What?
ど
What?
うした起爆装置を外したぞ
What's going on?
Reiner and Annie are probably about to just hop in and say, fuck it. Oh, dude.
何かおかしいと思いませんか？南へ逃げると分かっている敵を追うなら機関車を使った方が早い。
Yep. Oh, dude, Flock's too smart, man.
つながり移動するよずっと。いや、確証は持てない。でも、やっぱり不安の種は積んでおくべきか。
Oh, dude. He just put them down? Why do they all look like that?
Oh!
Oh, come on, fly in the window.
Oh, frick, dude.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, there was a gun print on his face. Try killing the Colossal, I dare you.
Oh my god. Holy shit! Man, she was like 2 seconds away from being Levi. Nice!
Oh!
下で攻撃をする
Oh, I like him in the scout uniform. He's about to put the connectors back on.
Woo! Oh, he's a
He's
Titan.
fine, he's
a
fine.
Titan. He's a Titan.
サムエダズ早く飛行艇を爆破しろ早くやれ
Oh my gosh.
一緒に土地を増やして肉を食おうって言ったのによ
You guys are literally being genocidal maniacs.
このままでは膨らまれずにです。時間をかけて殺されます。
これでいい我々が安全なら奴らを存分に横に歩くことができる
Yes! Yes!
Oh, so
Here you go, Adam. Oh, yes! No!
Fuck this guy.
Oh. He's in between them both. Does that kill him? By
It
default?
should.
Oh.
なぜこ
Who ratted?
人から暴力を奪うことはできないよ。
Hey, show.
Oh, yes! Oh,
Wow, she looks awesome!
Yes! I'm so here for this.
Smush.
Oh god.
Oh, frick.
Is that Daz?
Yeah.
Rip.
It looked like him. Oh no.
Oh, there
that's-
he
he's
is,
right.
there he is.
He's right there.
Samuel.
Oh god, it's Connie
Connie,
dying.
punch him in the face.
Samuel. Armin, oh my. He's a legend. He's got bullets in him.
Gonna have to kill him.
Oh, this is horrible.
Chose the wrong side.
Connie.
誰かが自分の手を血で染めないと。
That's fucking horrible. That was horrible.
God damn.
鉄の玉が正義の正面
Next time on.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Can the last episode, can we just watch one of those? We've never watched one. Can the last episode we just watch it one time?
Watch
Preview.
what?
Preview.
Oh yeah, sure. Alright, y'all, we're watching the preview. I don't care.
It's gonna be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Next time on Attack on Titan. We've just never watched one before. I'm curious what they even look like.
ためらえば死ぬ銃口を向け引き金を引く
Yeah, see, we're still doing
この
this.
裏切りの先に世界を救う道があると信じてる次回
Oh. It's alive, damn it.
Retrospective.
I want to die. Yeah. Alright, so here's my question. Did someone rat on them that they joined up with the Marleyans, or did we just assume, like, you know when Flock was talking to Armin, where have you guys been? And he's like, oh,
Chasing the cart.
chasing the car titan, blah, 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 blah. And then when they go to Daz and Samuel, they're like, we heard that you joined up with Marley and the Titans. Did someone rat on them, or are they just, like, assuming? Like, is this, like, supposed to be, like, the person in the window thing? You
I
know
think
what
it
mean?
is.
Who the fuck
Oh,
would that
yeah.
be?
Whoever it is.
Well, I mean,
it's
I'm
trying to.
It's definitely the person that did it, but I'm just like, who's even around anymore? That's like a character that would have done that we just don't know.
Yeah, Keith is the only one who stayed
But
behind.
why would Keith do that?
Infiltrate the ranks.
But he doesn't want to. He literally said that he was going to do that.
Long play.
He said no. He literally said, if we can pull up that episode right now.
Yeah,
And
he
says,
says-
I'm an old man. I'm done. I'm not playing this game. I'm gonna go out and like I can't go live in the woods and do nothing. Like you guys are young. You could play the long game. He said he can't do that anymore. So why would he have snitched on them?
Unless it's like a lie to ears that are listening.
But even so, like, why? To what end?
If you don't know if you can fully, because he tells them to join the ranks and be a secret individual, maybe saying I'm not going to do anything to play my part, I'm just going to back out, makes him think he's not going to be a for or pro Aaron, and then if he joins in, they might be like, oh, I guess he ended up being like us, he kind of just wants to join in, and then there's no fear of like tattling on him for things he said prior, because he also bent the knee. I don't know.
I don't agree with that at all. They beat the shit out of him. Flock literally was like, nope, fuck this guy. He's going to die. Along with all the other old leaders. Because there are no old leaders anymore. Like, the only people that are in charge of the Jaegerist Paradise Island military are all young people. It's all Flock and Flock's age. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. I just don't think, like, it being Keith being the one that snitches doesn't make sense. I'm not saying Keith isn't the one in the window, but I would assume that the one in the window was the one that snitched.
It might earn him favor, though, if he snitches. Gets him higher up if he says...
Flock's just going to kill him.
Why? If he showed that his loyalty is anew. Like, Flock's very open to convincing people. Flock surely knows that not everybody's going to be on the Jaegerist side right now. That's why he's trying to get the Eastern Clan to join right now, even though he knows they have a distaste for him.
Then why go out of the way to, like, put him down and, like, basically kill him?
Because he was being stubborn. He was being stubborn. He has to... It's a power play.
Yeah.
I mean, you can power play all you want, but if you have no followers, you have no power. So I'm sure Flock's going to take whatever power comes his way, even if it's people he had to previously embarrass. I mean, it's what they're saying. There's going to be a smaller world, so you have to take what's around.
I get that, but I just don't see Keith doing that. If that's Keith and I read that completely wrong, whatever, but I don't know. I also thought, just in the brief watching of it, that it didn't look like that whoever was in there was wearing, like, a military suit.
Honestly, to me, it looked like a Marlene suit.
Like the one Anya Capone and Yelena,
Yeah.
right? That's what I thought, too.
That's what I thought, but
And
it's
they look
also
like they're
shadowy.
bald, too.
That's why I thought maybe Keith on a
Same.
rewatch, because I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be like an Aaron type of weird crap, but
I'm just trying to think who else would know, like, all their plans.
well, it's also who's left. They took
Right.
the whole main cast, and they're
Yeah.
not the tower anymore.
I mean-
The weird thing, though, for me is if it is Keith who's the rat, Flock's here, so what good does the rat do if he's not currently present? Because what it would make sense for is to get close to Flock, take him out, new chain of command, but Flock's down here, he's not where Keith is. Unless Keith is here, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't know. If it's Keith, I don't know what the next step is after tattling to earn some favor. I don't... is there no one... I mean, Pixis is gone. No one is really left
Everyone's
back
dead.
then.
Everybody.
Historia, but it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
The fuck is she?
She's
Having
on
a
a
baby,
farm.
man. Having a
She's
baby.
She's on a farm with her child, sitting on a porch.
Aaron's.
No. Electric baby.
But yeah, that was my only, like, quick thought.
Yeah, so today we start with our group in that little ditch.
Observing the port.
And our immediate first conflict of interest is, do we kill our friends when we just said we're here to save the world being everyone, including our friends? Are their lives as valuable? Are they expendable for the greater scheme? Which was honestly the whole theme of this episode, from beginning to end.
And also that we need to fucking move now, because we just realized that all that steam out there is from the Titans that are underwater. They said they're underwater.
Yeah, so that was the steam. Yeah, I guess they said they're moving quick.
And they're assuming that they've already hit land and have destroyed some stuff already.
What Hanji theorizes. It may or may not be true. I would prefer to be the first to see that. Unless, when we see it happen, we see it at the same time this episode takes place.
I think we're just going to see it as it's happening, not like, oh, now the whole world's destroyed.
Yeah.
Or half the world, you know.
It would have been awesome, though, to have, like, a sea battle.
A sea battle?
Yeah. Just the Titan's head is above the water.
It's the first area.
Yeah.
There's still more sea to travel, so we might get an ocean gladiator battle of Titans. I know, you just want that Godzilla, the typical Godzilla fight in the ocean.
Yeah, man.
There is still a possibility. The only issue is Aaron being that big, Arm is the only one who can do the fight that you want for that.
Mm-hmm.
A Colossal v. Colossals / Mega Beast.
Or they can do, like, if they're using this plane, drop down, change in the air, and just start jumping on heads to get to Aaron.
Well, that would be
That's,
ideal.
that's what I thought was how they were going to get there without the flying boat. I was like, oh, they're just going to, like, Tarzan swing from arm to arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I feel like that should be the plan for the shifters. Fly over, drop the shifters, and let them go nape to nape. Drop John and them two, and hope. The only tricky thing is keeping up.
away.
Well, the tricky thing is keeping the ODM gear like active. You have to be very specific with your use of it.
It'd be cool if they could get Peaks, another cannon. Since we're at this port, you could dismantle some, but that would take time. And somehow like get her to have like a parachute, so she's just falling slowly and she's still glacking motherfuckers.
Shoot through a nape into other napes. Try to line up, save your shots, make it count. That's, I think, what I'm most excited to see. Like, I want to really see how they go about the process of killing 10 million Titans. I mean, they're not going to kill 10 million Titans. It's going to have to be a kill.
Well,
Just gotta kill one.
You got to kill Eren. You got to kill the... What is it in Stars? You got to kill the Trade Federation ship up in space and all the droids come tumbling down.
The command ship.
Yep.
Patient Zero. You gotta kill Patient Zero.
The undead.
Yeah.
And then they all die. But that's what I was kind of thinking of watching the outro, just because of how everything looks deserted. I feel like I'm starting to think nobody's gonna survive this because that's deserted. Nobody's on Paradise anymore. Clearly,
it could be that they just move off of it, you know, like because Flock was saying later in the episode is like we're gonna build this world anew,
expand.
So they're just gonna colonize the world from that point. So they might just say fuck it, let's leave the island behind. But what is going to be livable after the rumbling is to be determined. I guess I don't know.
Who's to say how close they can get to these colossal titans? Because isn't that an ability of theirs? Is to just constantly push steam, or is that just Armin's?
Armin can... Well, Eren's the God Titan now, so I'm sure
he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'm sure if he wants them to blow steam like a shifter, he can.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, just for the sake of not making everything too OP, it would just be natural steam, not like a projected steam.
Unless Eren's probably like, this one, blow steam. Right?
Yeah. Shoot at the jaw or whatever we got. Conflict of interest. We're running on limited time. We also have to make big moral choices for things we're going to be stuck with the rest of our lives mentally. Great Magath moment today.
Yeah. His
apology.
His self-reflection and apology of like what his part that he's played in all of this, and also just being like, hey, it's not all your guys' fault. Like
for what your ancestors did,
and even like Annie and Reiner and Peaks being like, "I'm sorry to you guys also for like forcing you to like take on the hate of the world to do this."
Is that like our first apology? Like our first like confessional? Like I had a hand in this kind of speech ever?
Reiner with Eren.
I feel like Eren had to have something said too.
I was gonna say I feel like not even our main characters have apologized for any hand they had in murdering to any degree.
No, literally Reiner breaking down with Eren
was the first
time I think that's ever happened.
You gotta feel so bad for him. You gotta feel so bad for like all of them, like because they are the children that got forced onto that job.
Oh yeah,
with very limited choice. It was like, we'll kill your family. Like I think that's where it's like so hard because it's so easy to be like, oh, my family means nothing, like, or like my family can die in the greater scheme, like whatever, I'm not gonna follow. It's so easy to say that, but it's like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, I mean it's easy to talk that from a high up place. That's why I was laughing with like Annie being like, oh, so of course you guys aren't gonna get your hands dirty. You're not gonna be able to kill your own people. I was like, relax. If we had to turn this around, flip the scenario around, there's no way that. Well, Annie
could do it.
If you told Annie she had to kill her father, though, she probably wouldn't do it.
No.
Hence why she's in this fight right now.
The only reason she's in the fight
is because of her father. And if you said, you have to kill the one person you love, or these guys are like, you have to kill like what your family is. Because if you think about it too, like, Armin doesn't have any family, Eren doesn't have any family, Mikasa doesn't have a family.
Well, there's
John, Connie. But that's
John
what I'm
has his mother, his sweet mother.
His mother, yes. But the rest of them, they are each other's family. The cadets that they grew up with, like Samuel and Daz, like that is their family, and they have to make that call. Which, I mean, I'm not trying to say that's an easy call, but I'm like, dude, honestly, these guys, I mean, like they're letting the rest of the world just get fucking destroyed
It's just it's the tragedy of the situation.
Oh, it's super tragic.
It's super understandable to hate the world that's hated you so much.
Yeah.
So on a level, like if I had to be Connie or Jean and I have to go and kill like a good high school friend from like our high school, it'd be very like weird and very upsetting because I could understand if I knew they were bullied growing up that I have to now go save their bullies plus a couple million.
Yeah.
That's some hard shit.
Yeah, no, it's a super tough thing to do, but like they're in the game of saving the world.
Yeah.
And it's like
that's stuff I don't want to be a part of.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I would never want to be a part of this world.
No.
I never wanted to go to the AOT world, except the early days when everything was naive and ignorant.
Not even then.
Come on.
Not even
I liked the festival in the Mika Soviet. I thought that was fun. Just drink and have a good time.
Yeah,
Little plays on stage.
The impending doom of the judgment of the rest of the world coming. Yeah, I'll pass. I'm good, man.
I hate Yelena quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she what's her deal? She's so like, she just wants to witness it. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't even care. She doesn't care what the result is. She's like, you take me, I'll tell you where he's going.
She's literally the Dark Knight line, the person who just wants to see the world burn. Like that's all she wants at this point. And I think she like almost gets off on the fact that she had a hand in it.
Yeah.
Like whether she becomes the princess that she wants to be in the end with Zeke, she can still say like her name forever on will still if history moves on, will be a name that gets mentioned in history books. Yeah. Which is the same thing a lot of characters want in our shows that we want. That's what Tywin wanted. Like at the end of the day, it's just the legacy that he wanted. He didn't care about his children. Like Yelena doesn't care about these people. She just wants to make sure her name is mentioned,
etched,
and people pay homage to her.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that what she said last episode? She just wants to be recognized. Yeah.
That's it.
Which is just nuts because I'm like, bro, what? Like, what? So you did like the way you did that was like, let me like leech onto Zeke and help him like euthanize.
That's a real
and sterilize the whole like. You know?
Think how many people though do that though out of like desperation for being seen. Like they cause an attack. They do their shootings, like horrible things that happen in the world, just because they know newsprints will publicize them one day, and their name will be more recognized than any time prior in their life. Yeah, that's literally what Yelena is.
Could you compare that to? Might be a spoiler. 3, 2, 1. Arcane with Powder just wanting to be recognized by her friends.
I was gonna say
she accidentally killed her friends.
I was gonna say the DC movie, The Joker, like kind of being recognized, having some form of affection, even if it's through appreciation 100 years from now. Yeah. Like that level of desperation, where it's like, even if I don't get it now, I get to know, haha, I win in the long run because I get some form of infamy, which is better than nothing. If you can't have fame, maybe I'll go for the other one.
Well, yeah, it's just funny. It's just funny that that's something that like people latch on to. Just because like you think about it, anybody that's watching this show right now, anybody who's watching our channel, I mean rather, like name your great grandfather. What's their first name? No clue. Yours?
Great grandfather's
name.
I don't know.
Sam.
I know my great grandfather.
But that's what I'm saying is like it's so you get so, like, and not to put this in a bad way or like an upsetting way, 99.9% of humanity gets forgotten very quickly, and even the people that are of more renown, like I mean, 99% of the internet celebrities, no one will know who they were 20 years from now. Like, even 20 years from now, they're going to be like, who? Who are these people?
Unless you're a king, a president, or committed mass genocide, or mass murder.
And even then, though, a lot of them get lost to history, and it's like that's why it's like chasing that type of like recognition is just like stupid at the end of the day, you know? The only people that don't care are people that have like really dug in to figure out who you are to that extent.
Speaking on this little tangent, it's just wild because we were talking about how history is really, like history classes are mostly bracketed by wars.
Yeah.
Generally. Because history's so hard to write about because it's ever present, ever adding. because each day goes by, it's a potential to be a historical event, but potentially
Yeah.
it will one day get written in a book, but you have to generalize it to make it teachable to the next generation. But you lose so much context by the passing minute that a friar who might have helped a king will become slowly more and more insignificant as the years go on, because you won't be able to visualize him as well. So you got to go big.
Yeah.
You got to go Yelena big if you want to be remembered. You got to help the man who's going to kill however many millions or billions exist on this earth. How many people do you think exist on this earth, by the way? Because this isn't like 2020 where everybody's popping out babies. We're living like far advanced life.
I have no idea. They've never even thrown a number out. We've barely even seen beyond our island. So
what if it's like what we have 8 billion? 8 billion?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5 or 4 billion. Like I don't know.
Probably. I mean, I'd imagine it's somewhere around that range.
Because we had a big boom. What was it? 200 years ago? It was like 200 years ago that we increased significantly. I don't know. There was like an era I thought that we
It was
like
World War
boosted
II.
more. That too, the baby boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody realized, oh shit, I could die.
Because there was a thing of like a couple years ago where it was like there was more people on Facebook than there were 200 years ago in the world as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as technology, like
as comfort is more accessible.
Medicine, comfort, more accessible. Yeah, you can have more babies. Not just that, like people survive. A lot of people back in the day used to have 10 kids because you might only keep 2 of them past age 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something.
That's, like
That's an exaggeration.
Now you can have 10 kids and build 10 farms
For chickens and cows.
Yes.
Nice.
Back
to the show.
So, Anya Capone was talking about flying the plane.
Yeah, we missed that clearly. So what happened?
The first thing he said was, like, listen, I know how to fly. I don't know how to fly that thing. We need the Azum.
I missed that.
Listen, me and him, we're dyslexic. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to follow everything.
Yeah.
It's also nice to occasionally ignore the dialogue and look at the pretty pictures.
No. Here's what happens. You guys get in your own thoughts, so you don't look at the writing, and you look at the screen, you're like, man. And then you guys start rambling. We're like, well, Anya Capone can fly. I was like, guys, literally one sentence earlier, he just said he can't fly this thing.
As I just said, sometimes it's nice to look at Annie Leonhardt's female Titan butt, just like Reiner.
True.
Sometimes you just gotta like, oh wait, Flock has nice hair today. What is he
Yeah.
saying? Oh, he's trying to kill people. Nice hair today. It's not that buzzsaw
It's
crowd
the
we got
problem
in
with
season 3.
sub. It's the problem with sub.
It is. It is the one thing that is always hard about sub is being able to have to do multitasking, especially for
You'll miss stuff.
Well, especially for Reaction Channel 2, having to say stuff for copy claim, sanctity, trying to make sure there's a consistent balance of us over the volume. But Anya can't fly.
He can't fly it, and they needed some training and to make sure that the ship was ready to go, because basically the way the ship is, like, the wings are folded down. It's just a boat at this point. It's not a plane at the moment. So
Did we make this plane, or did the Azuma
Eastern Clan brought
Azuma?
it.
Yeah, I don't know how to say their name. Mikasa's relatives. Mikasa's
Azuma
relatives.
Bito. Azuma Bito, whatever it is. But then he also said the word Hizuru. He kept saying we don't need the Herzuru anymore.
I thought that was the old lady's name.
I don't think it was.
While he's doing that, and before we completely move away from the dirt scene, I just want to say on Magath's speech, I really did like that while he was also giving reverence to the people he's had to kill on the other side of paradise, I'm really glad that he gave...
Sorry, it's the nation.
Okay. What is? Azuma?
Hizuru.
Okay. Hizuru's the nation?
Yeah.
I was just saying, I really do appreciate that Magath also shouted out the shifters from the Marley, because I feel like they don't ever get recognition for the fact that they've had to carry like the most weight of the sins of the world in present day. So I thought that was really touching, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they've had to do really horrible stuff.
Yeah, they've had to do
really
horrible things.
Stuff.
They've had to like destroy whole nations.
Like literally stuff that no one could do.
Yeah.
Like stuff that is so egregious. So I thought that was really nice. Magath is a goat.
It was also cool that Reiner even touched on too. Like,
I will do it for you.
Well, not just that, but he was talking about like you guys wouldn't have been able to break the walls on that day, and then that's when he flashed back to Aaron, what Aaron told him in that room, or the same. It's like that's what he meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what he meant. That like we could both do this, or we both would be. We're both the same. We both could have done that.
Yeah. It's also nice to see Annie and Reiner in their ODM gear.
I like
It's been
that,
so long since they've worn that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a nice return. But moving on, so the Eastern Clan, the lady has a lineup of like
Engineers.
the best engineers, and Flock
Is
really
slowly
wants
killing
them.
them.
Well, he wants them to take part and help build the world, but it's like we're not gonna do that. And Flock's like, okay, well if we don't need trains, we don't need them. We can do a hard reset if we want to. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I guess in their mind too, if Aaron's the God Titan, they built the infrastructure in the original history anyway, right? They helped, whether the history is evil or not, they built infrastructure and great nations of like Rome back with the original King Fritz, so they can do it again.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah. I mean, the islands survived long enough knowing how to do what they do already. You know what I mean? Like, so they'll just really be going from there. But some stuff will get lost, like flying or whatever things that they don't have here at the current time. Probably electricity, cars.
They'll have all the main easy Minecraft builds: plumbing, housing, latrine pits.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool too because she was like, we don't need you. Oh, she was saying that the world's just getting smaller. Like you're still gonna have it's not gonna be safe here. Like the island isn't gonna be this paradise that you want it to be. No pun intended. But like, you guys are still gonna fight. There's still gonna be killing. You're still gonna argue amongst yourselves. It's just gonna be the same thing, but on a smaller scale. And then when somebody's not gonna like Flock, and then they're gonna move across the sea and build a rival nation.
They need They need to stamp that approval for Pixis's quote. That was his quote, and they need to give him credit.
Yeah,
that this man had forward knowledge. If Pixis was in charge of this whole thing back in the day, we would have been fine. If we made all the calls, if we went and called up Marley and said, "Look, we're always gonna have conflict. Let's just end this war," it'd be over.
Yeah.
The man had forward knowledge. Him and Erwin both would have finished this season by episode 1.
But it didn't.
I guess not, because Pixis survived and did shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, Pixis has been here the whole time. I don't really think
drinking his ass off.
Yeah,
damn it.
Erwin just would have joined in.
Honestly, I don't even know what Erwin would do if he was around these days. I feel like he would take part in some crazy stuff.
He probably would let Aaron do what he's doing. He's like, bet this is the only way.
Yeah, I don't know what he would. It's so kind of beyond where his character ever got in terms of opinion pieces. We don't know what his feeling is. I mean, he was pretty selfish, all things considered, as an individual. He really just cared about certain knowledge, and that was about it.
Battery's about done.
Bye.
We were talking about Flock and Mikasa's great aunt.
Ancestor,
Right.
Cousin.
So they make their move. They head down, Armin and Connie, with this plan. Hey! The cart and the armor. I don't know how you missed them. This was your job, dude. Come on, we gotta get to the boat. We gotta go find them with the boat. Come on, doesn't it make sense, Flock? And Flock's like,
what?
What is happening?
What?
Honestly, I don't know why. Flock was kind of enjoyable in this episode. Tolerable, I should say. Far more than Yelena for me. But I think his confusion was just very funny. Just staring at them out the window, didn't say a single thing. It's also jarring because I know Flock's the antagonist, so having Armin come down, I just feel like Flock should be shooting him right in the street.
Right.
But he's like, "Hey, Armin, what are you doing?
Where you been at?"
Yeah.
Does he really just think all of his buddies are just in the same mind as him?
And then he also told him that Jean and Anya Capone are dead.
Yeah, and Jean played the part all the way through until the cart titan bit them. So, for all Flock knows, his buddies are still Jaegerists. I mean, Mikasa was down there in the crowd. Jean was up above right behind him. Connie never gave his thoughts, so I guess he would just naturally assume, they're Aaron's buddy. Oh, and to be fair, they also helped Aaron with the touching, so for all Flock knows, they're buddies and allies without Yelena spoiling the beans, but he doesn't care about Yelena.
Yeah.
But they go down there. We have the return of 2 season 1ers.
Samuel Jackson.
My gosh.
And Daz.
I forgot about those two.
Daz was the guy who always wanted to kill himself.
I remember that.
And I only know Adam because I only know Samuel because Adam told me that one the character was called Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't remember what he looked like, but I knew that Samuel had to be the Samuel.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they're still alive.
He got shot in the foot by Sasha when Baratold showed up in episode 4.
Yes.
And Daz, I've been wondering about Daz for a long time. His last appearance was in the flashback with Ymir and Historia in the snowy tundra when they pulled him.
Yeah.
And then the last time we visually saw him was the Pixis.
Peach, yeah.
He was, I want to kill myself!
Yeah.
It's just funny because I was thinking about that. I was like, because they were like, but our friends are down there. I was like, who are we going to have to, like, actually be the friends?
That's what I was thinking.
The only living people that were ever on
I mean,
screen.
the only people, everyone else was dead, you know?
Wagner's dead.
Like, I mean, all the people that you think of from, like, season 1, like, because when season 2 came around, it was really just, like, the main cast, like, the Ymir, Historia,
Top tenors.
all the top 10 people.
Maybe because they became MPs, not scouts. Or were they scouts already at that point?
They didn't make the decision yet, because...
I don't
well, we weren't. They weren't.
We weren't.
Whoever didn't stay for Erwin's speech. When Erwin.
Yeah, I don't think they were there.
Well, the only ones that stayed were
our group.
Our group. Yeah, the crew that we follow from that point
You're
on.
probably
So
right.
you're probably right. They were either Garrison or
MPs.
Definitely MPs.
This is another scenario where, like, I didn't see their relationship on screen, so I don't feel like they're actually friends. Yeah, we saw a couple scenes of them training together for all those, like, 4 years that we never saw. It just was a time skip, so I have a hard time seeing that, calling them friends.
It would have meant more if it was... I'm glad it wasn't like this, but it would have meant more if it was, like, Jean there. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Jean turned and stayed along and was here, when we're like, oh, damn, Jean's down there. And that would have been, like, the standoff. Like, that would have...
That would have made more sense.
Yeah. And then I only personally have some investment because I played that AOT game for hours. And Daz is, like, the fodder that always joins your team. Like, when you go and get, like, the default characters, he's, like, the first one available because no one wants him. But you just add him just to have a rank added to your numbers.
Yeah.
So, I only know Daz through that. Samuel's not present at all in that, but... So...
Those guys.
Regardless...
So they had dynamite on the plane. They were telling them their plan. And their plan got spoiled?
Yeah, they knew. They already knew. They were like, oh, we figured that you were just going to use the flying boat to go help the Marleyans to stop Eren. How the fuck they know that? We don't know.
We don't know.
Already talked about it. But
Yeah.
And then Mikasa, or Flock tries to shoot all of his ruined people, Azum, Vito,
engineers.
all the engineers and the lady. Mikasa came through and saved them.
Well, she also broke out and stopped Flock.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, she had him. I was like, damn.
And let a leg bar.
Flock let her get the best of him right there.
A lot of desperate ODM moves. He busted out through the window through his back.
Oh yeah.
Frick.
Yeah, and you pointed that out perfectly. Mikasa smashed that dude's gun into his face, and there's a gun imprint.
Just the blood splat of blood. It was disgusting.
That's like Invincible, when he throws the gun at the dude and it just busts his skull open.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, stuff that, like, is so comic-y, but only works if they're, like, super-powered people.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, because Mikasa has the...
She is a superhero.
Yeah.
She literally is a superheroine.
Yeah.
She's bae. Yeah. She always awesome. I've actually loved Mikasa this like...
Part 2.
Season 4. Well, really, Season 4. I think that was the first time she ever made it onto a top 10 for me. I really have enjoyed Mikasa. A little bit is out of, like, frustration that she hasn't gotten a whole lot to, like... I feel like she rarely gets main character moments, so I think almost out of sympathy I've come to, like, love her so much. Especially because Eren never gave her, like, adequate love. At least not we've seen visually.
The love that she deserves.
Take my scarf.
And then even in that OVA that we got on her, even in her fantasy of fantasies, he still barely shows her any, like... That is so big. I think that is what really tipped me over for just feeling so bad for this girl.
Yeah.
Woman. Armin. God.
Yeah.
Riddled with bullets.
from another
One in the
someone
stomach,
else.
in the mouth.
Even knowing that he's a Titan, it's just so gross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Very sad.
Even if he gets shot in the head, he's okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
Are we sure?
I'm not even. Let's not go down that route
the whole
again.
bullshit
Let's not
Reiner
go down
thing.
that route again because it's just a
It's not
wormhole
even
of
worth
confusion. We'll figure it out one day.
He's alive.
Or not.
He's alive, so that's all that fucking
So
matters.
gross.
Yeah. I think as long as it's not, if they're being consumed, that's it.
So then, Reiner and Armin fucking transform.
Reiner and Annie.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Who'd I say?
Armin.
Fuck.
I wish.
I think
kill-
he'd
Yeah, I thought he
he'd
was
destroy
gonna-
the port.
I thought he was going to kill Connie right there in that moment. Like, we can't lose the Colossal. The boat doesn't matter that much. I'm just going to go for it. Because I thought he was going to die.
No, yeah.
Like, I thought it was like, we have to do it here now, or we lose the Colossal. So I thought Connie
I think
was
if he
gonna-
transformed, he would destroy the port.
Well,
True.
if,
I don't think
if the
that he
instinct
should.
if the instinct is I want to go nuclear, because Veritol didn't kill them up on the wall when he just transformed. I think you have to have the intent of nuking.
Well, no,
like,
even then,
but
just
how-
transforming.
But
Might
the
still-
how
It's so
large
massive.
you grow, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's hard to stop that from like killing people. But yeah, Reiner, Annie, back in the flesh. Annie's Titan looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They ain't holding back. Punching them out of the air, kicking them, squeezing one in their hands. Like,
Nezuko kicking right there.
yeah. But we saw the preview, so we know Flock's alive. But damn, he survived He survived being next to two Titans transforming. This guy's fucking got. He's almost got as much plot armor to survive as Reiner.
Yeah.
Kidding. Relax.
Okay. I know. I
Like-
think we have a lot of Flock fans.
We do.
For our channel exclusively, I feel like we ended up with a bunch of Flockers.
Yeah.
How did this happen, you
I
other
don't know.
Flockers? Damn it! Ugh. Can we have like some like Baratold lovers?
Some like Baratold stands.
Where's our old like Moblet and like people who loved our like call outs for random characters?
Now they're all just like, Flock Jaegerus, let's go.
So okay, I know we've talked about it. I'm very surprised how far we didn't make it today in terms of like overall story. And I know like it feels like every week it comes out with new news of what the format of AOT is going to look like in 2 episodes from now. So we have one more, definitely wrapping up the airport story or the seaport story.
It's definitely that.
Finale. I sent these guys a post about somebody saying an hour long. I know this won't matter because we can't read what you guys say, but I'm just like saying up there. Just there's either the movie option several months from now. There's either a 1 hour long conclusion after next week's. We have so much stuff to get done. Personally, I just feel like they have to wrap up any answers they want to get done. Find a way to make it cohesive and not out of nowhere. Like I feel like there's more Ymir stuff that needs, maybe not Ymir, but like the sci-fi stuff. I feel like still needs to get some answers left or given.
Yeah.
And you also brought up there's an anime convention coming up, right?
So
do announcements.
Well, the week that we're not getting an episode, I think there's some type of like convention.
Oh, then
event.
that makes sense. Why
Yeah.
they pushed it back?
The final season.
You're not listening to me.
Sometimes.
This fucking guy.
Final season, part 3.
Well,
Fuck.
that's what.
Walking Dead. This shit.
Well, I wonder. I mean, it's just even in a movie.
Can
Are we,
you
go-
do it all?
are we going to be able to fit it all in a movie? That's
Okay,
my
do you think
question.
it-
It depends how much this hour-long episode, if it really comes to pass that way, how much we actually get in that episode.
And then it's just going to be baffling because if we do get an hour and they are able to, like, the curtains roll and the credits come up, then
2023 AOT is done.
like, what if that's the end? Like, we just it's comes out of nowhere. Like, I feel like because it's up in the air of like what it is, I don't know what to expect. I'm scared that we're gonna watch the finale, think that it's not concluded, and then it's gonna say done, and then I'm gonna be like, frick, I thought we'd have more. Well, that's what my biggest fear is wrapping up the show, is that the finale will happen
Too fast.
there won't be a movie announcement and then it's just done. Like we just have expectations that there's nothing more. It's just over.
Oh man.
Unless during the movie it feels like we're coming to a conclusion. I feel comfortable with that. I'm just nervous I'm gonna watch and be like, man, we only got like 20 minutes left. I hate when that happens and it's like we only have so much left of the show before it's over forever.
Yeah, it was like when I watched Batman, where I was like, damn, we still got an hour and a half left in this movie?
Well, the opposite, because I want more of it.
I know, I'm kidding.
More like Vikings, where like the finale was like, we only got like 5 minutes left. What are we doing with this scene? Like, can we not have any good conclusions right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm so worried. I just don't see how they're gonna do a movie. I mean, Grant, we don't know the story, so like, or we know the story up till now. We don't know where the story ends, so it's just hard to know whether it's like, I don't know. I just feel like Attack on Titan has been so grand, and there's been so much. They took 3 fucking episodes to explain that there was an outside world. Yeah. You know what I mean? They took 3 episodes to do that. So, like, if that's the case, I'm like, well, we still got a whole, like, we got this is, like, the actual final battle that's about to happen. Yeah. Plus, we have to deal with Flock. Plus, we gotta know what happens with the world after the fact. I mean, not saying they need to do, like, 10, 20 years later. Not saying they need to do anything like that, but we need to know, like, where does the world stand? Are people alive?
Are there still Titans?
I kind of want, like, a whole 10 minutes for an epilogue. Like, a whole second half of an episode to know where everybody is. How's Jean doing? Did he make it with Mikasa? Yeah. Did they have a kid? Is Connie alive these days? Is Annie hanging out with her father? Did Reiner have any resolve in the end? What?
Connie still brushed his mom's teeth.
If she's alive, in the end, I'm gonna hate this show. Please kill her off by the end of this thing. That'll be the most atrocious thing to make it through. I don't know. I feel like we need a dedicated time to like have resolve. And if not, if there is no resolve and this goes horrible, I want a tease at the end. I want not a tease for a sequel, but like a tease of, but the story's never over.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like you thought that we came to a peace, there's always a chance for war. One more time. I don't know. I feel like that's a better way to end the show, where it's always left on a cliffhanger forever. And you just never return to it. Just always wanting. I don't know.
You gotta see the outcome on the junior high.
Or like a tease for freedom.
Yeah.
They could have gotten freedom. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
If they do it right.
I just feel like we have to at least get a conclusion on our characters. Maybe not like the world as a whole, but at least our characters.
I know some of us have experienced AOT fatigue, and in the coming weeks, I feel like I'm in the place where I'm like okay with letting the show go. Like I've had such a fun time with the show. I can always return the music in my favorite episodes, but I'm slowly easing into the like. I'm okay to let it pass on.
Yeah.
I'm like happy. The show's been so good that even if the past few episodes haven't been like top, I'm okay with it. It's so hard to keep the AAA tier of episodes going forever. Mm-hmm. And I think this show's already earned its place in like the books of a staple that you can't forget.
Yeah. I think that I definitely have come to a place where I'm ready for the story just to conclude, in the sense that I just want to know like where do we end? Like what, a lot of times I feel like people write stories or like you see stories portrayed and it was like, what was the purpose of all this at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Like where, was there peace brought to the galaxy? Did we liberate our people? Did we make the sacrifice and make the right choice to set up for the future? You know what I mean? What kind of like choices did we make throughout the story that led us to where it's going to go? Even if it ends up being a bad thing, like if Eren succeeds and kills the whole world, and like this is where we have been led to because of the choices that we have made, or the choices that Eren has just influenced along the way. But you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Like that's like where I'm at. I just want to have the conclusion because the story's been so good, but it can't go on forever.
I
just want to see a flying Titan. And then I'll be happy.
It's gotta be Falco. You only have Falco to hope for at this point.
He's a Jaw Titan. He's not gonna fly.
Falco. All I have to say is I just realized that like I don't really like any of the endings of any show I've watched. Like I really can't even think of movies that I really like can say I love that ending. I don't think there's many movies I like the ending to.
Well,
not even like Star Wars. My favorite movies.
An anime guru, Most animes don't have a great ending.
Nothing has good endings. I mean, like that's I honestly
Like name one movie, even like The Dark Knight isn't. It's not my favorite ending. Like
I don't want to get into like a whole debate. I disagree. I think Dark Knight is one of the things that I think has a good ending.
But even that to me is just like a cliffhanger. Fan, come on, man.
I mean, I think like Lord of the Rings has like a solid end to it.
The closest ones I can think of is like ones that have a peaceful, like full conclusion detail where everybody is, and then happiness exists. Like I always get like, I never feel content if there's things left hanging.
But see, that's the thing though. But like, I don't think that really makes it a bad ending.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that it makes it a bad ending. I know it makes an ending a lot of people don't enjoy, but sometimes
theorizing.
But no, it's not about theorizing. But it's about like, I always bring up The Dark Knight. It's just the easiest one, an example. Like, spoiler if you haven't seen it, a 10-year-old movie. But like
one of the best movies ever.
One of the best movies ever, easily. But like, the Joker gets locked up. Batman is outcasted as the villain of the story, and they decide instead of choosing Harvey Dent as like instead of making him the bad guy, they let him die as the hero and pinned it all on Batman to make it look like Batman was the bad guy for the betterment of Gotham.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it didn't really like work out exactly in that way, but even like if you ended that story right there and we never made a third movie,
it would be good.
That is a good ending to me. Because even though it wasn't what we wanted, we want Batman to go out on the blades of glory. You know what I mean? We want him to be like recognized and like, oh, what a great hero, what the savior of our city. Like that's just not how it ends up being. And that's why, like for Attack on Titan, like I would be fine if. And we've kind of brought this up before, but like I would be fine if Eren does all these horrible things and leads Reiner, Armin, Mikasa to defeating him for them to be the heroes. You know what I mean? Like he does all this horrible stuff. It really doesn't end in like a good overall way, but it happens in a way that it's like this was like the best possible outcome. Whether I liked it whether I liked what actually happened, of course, who's going to sit here and be like, I liked the mass genocide that just happened. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't going to like that.
Get ready to rumble.
Yeah, or like, people aren't going to like that maybe people survive. But just having it be an end that makes sense, I guess, whether you like it or not is good. It doesn't need to be happiness and peace. That's not realistic. It's never that happy. Ever.
What do you want
for dinner?
Chicken and waffles, honestly.
Oh.
Dipped in ranch.
That's Chili's.
And like fountain soda, Coca-Cola, not the canned ones because they put extra syrup in it if you get it fountain. What do you want? You get 3 things. What are the 3 things you can only have in the finale? And it can't be like a third thing with the inclusion of just 3 blank statement things you want. You can also be this next episode and the finale, but what do you want to see? I want Mikasa to kill Eren. I want an epilogue showing whoever's left and where they are after a time jump. Or at least an immediate conclusion where we can see where their trajectory is going for their future. And I want a tease that could show that horrors could always come back to this world. Those 3 things.
I want to see a giant, colossal titan battle. I want to see Mikasa kill Eren. Kiss of death. And I want to see... I want to see the modern world.
Like one glimpse of a future society? Now, if Marley was the most futuristic we got because it's the power of the world, are you content? Because that is technically...
No, I want to see, 500 years have gone by.
Oh, so you want a time jump, massive, see where the world is. Okay.
If there are titans or anything.
Even if it's an Eldian run only?
Yeah.
It's okay. If you could choose between it being Eldian run, or the world actually lives without Eldians? Which one would you want to see the 500 progression of? 500
World,
progression.
not Eldians.
Okay.
World.
The world that got to exist after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be kind of poetic though if it was just Eldians and then it just ended up being the same shit.
Yeah, just worse.
Not even worse, just the same.
Yeah,
You know what I
same.
mean? The descendants of Flock versus the descendants of Armin. You know what I mean? Like it
Dude,
literally,
that'd be crazy.
it could be the same exact thing.
Oh, that'd be very upsetting, but yeah.
Titans are split up.
Things that I want the end of the Titans. I think that all Titans. I think Eren needs to fulfill that promise of he will kill all Titans. Not necessarily that he'll kill, but that they're gone.
Yeah.
So I want all the Titans to be gone. I want. This is really dumb, but like I want a happy end for Mikasa. So I feel bad. She's getting dragged through the mud, and she's probably like you might be right. She might go through a horrible like I have to kill the person I've loved my whole life to get somewhere. But I just like want like a happy end for her specifically. I think I really do want just like a quick breakdown of what the world is. You know what I mean? I don't really need necessarily a big huge time jump, but just like maybe like what's the plan for the future? Like even if it ends like we haven't really gotten. You know what's funny about season 4? We really haven't gotten like the whole Armin narrating, right? Armin narrating in the beginning
No, I
episode.
feel like it's been Hanji.
It's been season 3 was Armin doing that the whole time, right? Season 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
Armin narrated. I would like that. That's my third thing. I want an Armin narration of like, this is what the world has come to at this point. This was the result of our lives,
Yeah.
and here we are. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really have to piss again. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Discord guys, since we can read your comments and you won't spoil, after you see this video, drop your top 3 things you want. Not in the spoiler chat, and not if you read ahead.
If you've read ahead, then say what you wanted before it actually happened, but don't spoil it,
Please.
please.
And while Adam's gone, I think it would also be cool. I like that idea of like a Flock people group, an Armin people group, and now there's like hundreds of new Titans and the world has gone to chaos. There's so many more shifters.
Yeah.
Just duking it out, and the world has gone to complete hell. Cracks in the earth from too many explosions.
It'll never end. No matter what's that from? No matter the era, it never ends.
Sorry, you are fine. We're just gonna wrap on up. So guys, if you haven't made it this far, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. When these videos are all done, it's going to be so great to finally go and see what all of you have been talking about since day freaking 1. Cannot wait. But in the meantime, just give us love in whatever way you want. Also, just thank you for coming and watching us. We appreciate people who make it this far. Timestamp this joint when the video ends so we know that you made it to this point, and we will see you in the next video. Punch it! Ah!